Hi guys, and welcome back to Crypto Chester. I'm here today to give you a Monday market update. We're going to be going through Bitcoin because it's exploding right now, right? We're going to be going through Bitcoin here on the short-term time frame. We're going to be hitting up the midterm as well and look at the long position that I'm going for, currently in at the moment. Also going to be hitting up a bit of CME, a bit of Bitcoin dominance, and then we're going to be touching on the macro for Bitcoin and to see what we can sort of expect for the coming months and weeks. It's going to be very, very interesting. And then once we're done with a kind of a nice broad Bitcoin summary, we're going to be going through into some filthy, dirty, disgusting alternative coins as well, which I'm actually really looking forward to because we're going to touch on some of these guys on Crypto Bubbles, Luna C. We're going to be touching on TIA. We're going to be touching on IOTA. And yeah, some really interesting coins that are really rallying at the moment. So we're going to go into a bit of TA, see if we can make some profit on them throughout the coming week. As you guys know, I do stream now Monday and Friday, and I'll upload Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday as well. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, drop the notification bell, and yeah, it's going to be a good stream. So without further ado, guys, let's get into it. And also, we're going to be touching on some on-chain stuff as well. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into it and let's talk about Bitcoin. So Bitcoin right now, guys, currently trading at 41,500-ish. We just saw a run up to around 41.65. Really quite bullish right now for Bitcoin. Everyone's losing their heads on X at the moment. It's going a bit parabolic, and is it a bit too good to be true right now? It's interesting. Okay, it's very interesting because obviously we've got all the ETFs in play that are potentially coming out, and we've got the halving coming through as well on the stock and flow chart. We've got a lot of things that are causing a lot of bullish momentum right now, and a lot of reasons why people aren't selling. Okay, it's a lot of reasons why people are holding on and not selling their crypto to essentially cause a bit of a market dump, a bit of a pullback, which we've been waiting for how many weeks in a row now? Like, what, nearly 8 weeks in a row? I think 8 weeks? Yeah, this is going to be the 8th week in a row if we have a bullish candle again. So it's looking pretty interesting, guys. It's looking pretty bullish, looking pretty good. But what I would say is we do need a significant pullback fairly soon, okay? And we will go into those levels. But without further ado, I want to just get into the short-term time frame and just dissect this a little bit more and look at sort of what we can be expecting in terms of chart patterns, and can we make any sort of profit here? Okay, can we make any sort of profit from trading the hourly, scalping it? I mean, just looking at the chart, probably not, guys. It's going to be a bit of a gamble getting in at these sorts of areas, unless you're going to be referencing the midterm time frame or something along the lines of that, right? So in terms of short scalp positions, I would not be trading the hourly right now, guys. I would be sticking to more of the 4-hour, the 12-hour, and the daily. But right now, it's looking pretty bullish, okay? Pretty bullish. In terms of volume-weighted ATR bands, guys, these obviously are very crucial in terms of resistance, as you can see here. Really strong stuff there. And when we get above them, we usually see a nice big move, okay? Or we trend above them quite nicely, okay? So what in terms of a reference to what we're seeing now, we're above the 30-minute, we're above the 60-minute, we're above the 4-hour, okay? So what does this mean? It means we're likely to trend above them for a while, okay? So if we do come down, what are we waiting for? We're waiting for a nice bounce on the 30-minute. If we don't get that, we will get one on the 60-minute. If we don't get that, we'll get one on the 4-hour, okay? So there is a very clean bounce point in this area coming up at the moment. Obviously, depending on how high we go, is dependent on how high these volume-weighted ATR bands will go. And this is called the volume-weighted average true range, guys, which are very interesting. In terms of support and resistance. So in terms of like a bounce point, in terms of market structure for us to set, it all depends which one we're going to bounce on, guys. It all depends which one we're going to bounce on. So what I'm sort of looking for here is the midterm right now. And if we are looking for the midterm, guys, I am in a long position for Bitcoin. And you can see this. It's very simple. I will explain it to you guys. You can see we do have an upward sloping parallel channel, guys. Upward sloping parallel channel. They tend to usually break to the upside, okay? No, actually they don't. They tend to usually break to the downside. So, but yeah, it's a parallel channel, so it can break either way, but they do tend to usually break to the downside. I got that completely wrong way around. In terms of support here, guys, we're looking for the lower side of this channel right now is currently down at around 37,300, and we are actually in a breakout to the upside of this channel, and this is the reason why I have gone long. I wouldn't have just gone long if it was completely parabolic and there was no like really nice take profits that we could look for, and we actually had a bit of consolidation here on the hourly. Okay, we broke out, and this is what quite a few people do. They get in, we break out, they get in, and then they basically just get wrecked, right? But you got to wait for a few candle body closes, or you want to wait for a nice retest of this trend line or something along the lines of that, right? But I saw a couple of candles coming through, and we saw obviously the bullish hammer there at the top of the uptrend. We've got all these volume weighted ATR bands, as I was just saying there, for a potential bounce point there. We had a very early TP. First take profit was set around 41,200, looking really, really clean. Smashed that straight away. So now what have we done, guys? We've taken our stop loss, which was at a 1-to-1 trade, and we were trailing along this 30-minute here. We were trailing along this 30-minute. We've basically taken our stop loss, moved our stop loss to our entry point, okay? So now, I've already taken profit once. I'm now in a risk-free trade. Risk-free. I've already made money. It's completely risk-free. If we come down to entry, I get stopped out. Yes, I get stopped out, but it's a completely risk-free position. Okay, so that's sort of, as you guys know who watch the channel quite frequently, that's how I trade, right? I stagger my take profits all the way up, and then I basically have my stop loss. I move my stop loss to my entry as soon as I hit my first take profit, and then it's a risk-free position. Now, if this does run, the areas that I'm looking for further take profits are going to be, well, my second take profit is going to be 41,780. Third take profit, 42,465. And then fourth and final take profit is going to be 43,300. Yes, you're probably looking at this and going, why aren't you doing the completion of the measure move all the way to the top to around 44,000? Because personally, I don't think that I'm going to get there. I don't think I'm going to get there in time before I get stopped out, right? Because we're going to come back down. We're going to come back down at some point in the next day or so. We're not just going to rally up like I mean we could just absolutely bang it up in a few hours or so, but I don't think we are going to, guys. I don't think we're going to. Right now there is a lot of there's a lot of FOMO coming into the market, so we could rally up, but I do think we need a pullback, like a significant pullback. If we look at like the last micro downtrend, which was the 1st of December. This is like 3 days ago. We haven't really seen any sort of downwards momentum properly. We've seen sideways consolidation, a little bit of a downtrend there on the really micro time frames, but no real pullback. Okay, we had a little bit of a downwards, a falling wedge chart pattern there, or something along the lines of that, which pulled the price down for a significant amount of time. But right now, it's just been rallying up. Okay, it's just been rallying up. So this is an indication that we are due a pullback. So in terms of like risking more for this position, I'm not really about that, guys. I do think we're gonna pull back and test this level of support on this upward sloping parallel channel, guys, because you can see, just look how bullish this looks. It's crazy. But in terms of the level of support that I'm looking to test here, it is gonna be around 40,500. And hey guys, as I said at the start of the stream, again, we do have the volume weighted ATR bands here. The volume weighted ATR bands here are very, very crucial. If we come down to these now, I will get stopped out. Absolutely fine, not a problem, because there's going to be another trade from these. Another trade up again. There's going to be another 2 or 3% that we could be making from them, because we will have a bounce to the upside yet again if the support holds. And I'm pretty sure when these guys come together, it's usually quite strong, okay, in terms of support. So you can see in previous price action here, you can see lots of resistance coming through continuously, lots of resistance from these areas. These volume weighted ATR bands are very, very, very strong, okay? And you can see when we get above them like so, this is a great example actually. When we get above them like so, we get above them and then we trade along them, finding that support and just keep riding that wave up, okay? So something along the lines of that, really, really nice and clean. So if we do see this happening again, I know there are a lot more parallel compared to the price that we're actually seeing now for the volume weighted ATR bands. They're pretty much the same actually. But with this current pump, we're probably going to see these guys spike up a little bit more if they stay. Like obviously they're based on the 4 hour, the 1 hour, and the 30 minutes. So you can see the 1 hour right now really getting vertical, 30 minute really coming up there as well. So the 4 hour is gonna, if we're gonna see this momentum continue over the next sort of next 2 hours, we're gonna see the 4 hour get a little bit more vertical, and that's an implication that we're gonna get a bounce again on this trend line. Okay, this upward sloping trend line, which is the top side of this channel again, guys. So yeah, there is another long position to be looking out for there. But I am in long. I'm going for around 6% here. Going to be looking pretty good. But yeah, that's what I would say about Bitcoin right now. Let's look at the volume. You can see this volume here coming down. Very, very, very strong, guys. Very, very strong from these areas. Very top side, top side, top side, top side, top side. Now, what are we going to do with that? We're going to be drawing some sort of trend line. Okay, let me draw it properly. And then we're going to be using that as a level of resistance, guys, because at the moment we are seeing quite a lot of upwards momentum in the volume, and we haven't broken this area, okay? Very, very crucial stuff. We haven't broken this area. So if we don't break this area, we're likely to see us come down. We're likely to see us go a bit flaccid, okay? So if that is going to happen, then obviously we do have another 2 hours of this volume candle right now. So we've got a little bit of breathing room here. But if we don't break that, then it's going to be it's going to be pretty bleak, okay? When I say that, I mean it's not going to dump down to the floor. I mean it's probably going to stabilize, guys. We're probably going to see some consolidation like we have seen over the last few days or so, and we're probably just going to ride this wave at around 40,000. Holding 40K is sort of the target here if we're looking for that next move to the upside yet again. We can't just rally up, guys. We can't just rally up to 50K because what comes up must come down. I use this analogy quite a lot, and the OG CC gang, they know the analogy. But when you're climbing Mount Everest, guys, you've got to stop and get food. Okay, you've got to stop at base camp 1 in terms of consolidation, and then you go to base camp 2, okay, or the top of the mountain or whatever, right? So you have to stop and get consolidation. Otherwise, if you climb Mount Everest and you don't stop, you're going parabolic and you're going to run out of food, you're going to run out of water, and then you're probably going to die, right? And that means the price will just absolutely dump to the floor. So that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for a nice consolidatory consolidation around base camp 1. That's sort of the goal here for Bitcoin. But yeah, looking pretty good overall. Let's look at Bitcoin dominance, because I'm sure you guys are out there trading altcoins like there's no tomorrow. I see altcoins are really doing well today. Really, really good stuff. I mean, Luna C up 146% for the week. Really, really good stuff. But yeah, where were we? Let's look at Bitcoin dominance. So last week, guys, we drew in this ascending triangle for Bitcoin dominance. We had the levels, we had the time frame, we had everything plotted in to see if we could predict. And what do you know? Let's see if we can line that up. And it does line up pretty cleanly, okay? Lines up pretty cleanly. And yeah, we drew that in maybe Friday or Monday last week. But yeah, anyway. So what we're seeing now for Bitcoin dominance, we're seeing Bitcoin dominance absolutely soar out of this chart pattern to try and test new highs for this current trend, okay? What does that mean? It means Bitcoin is currently taking control of all the altcoins, okay? So if you're looking for your big altcoin pumps, you're not going to be seeing them right now in terms of a different level of volume compared to Bitcoin, okay? So when we see this bad boy come down, when we see this level of resistance actually get tested, let me draw that in actually. This level of resistance get tested at around 54%. When we come up to this area and we see a pullback, because the likelihood we will, we've got a pullback here, so we're likely to see probably half momentum to the price action channel. That's probably what's going to happen. By the time that this happens in sort of a day, maybe a day or so, so maybe Tuesday or Wednesday, you're probably looking at some nice altcoin pumps around Wednesday, Thursday, guys. And when I'm talking altcoin pumps, I'm probably talking Ethereum moving on its own, probably going up a couple $100. We've got DOT probably going up as well. Solana, you know, the main ones that like to move, like AVAX, Atom, those bad boys. But we'll be going into them. So yeah, in terms of altcoin pumps, guys, to reap the rewards out of all of those, we want to be looking at around Wednesday, Thursday for those moves on the basis that this continues and finds resistance from this area at 54.34. CME, guys, let's look at CME because obviously it's Monday. So we have open CME up at around 40,000. I know this is a different price to the Bybit chart that I have got on here. And I need to change that actually because Bybit are not being very friendly to me at the moment. It's not great. So yeah, stop me using their platform. Not ideal. So not promoting them. But yeah, anyway, CME gap here coming through at around we got a gap from 39.2 to around 40,400. This is interesting, guys, because this basically means we're probably going to fill this in the next sort of week or so. Next 5 days, ideally, going to have a pullback and come down to this area, basically bringing Bitcoin down to around 39.2. If this does happen, then it means we're going to be losing 40K for Bitcoin, which is obviously very, very crucial areas. So we've got 8 of you watching, guys. Make sure you drop a comment in the chat and let me know you're here, and I will say hello to you. You've got Leti. I'm really bad at reading, man. I can do maths and I can trade and make money, but reading is not my strong suit. Letitia DeAndre. Morning, nice to see you on the stream. We've got Leader Crypto, my G, coming through. Mindless Musician as well. Nice to see you back on the stream. And of course, the OG himself, Simon, Simon B. But yeah, guys, nice to see you on the stream. Do appreciate it. And again, guys, I am streaming Monday and Friday now. We do a Monday market summary to see what we can be looking for throughout the week, looking at some trades, looking at some altcoins. And then Friday, we will summarize everything. And in between, updates continuously, right? So all good stuff coming through for the channel. Notifications on. You know the drill. You know the drill. All of this good stuff. All of this good stuff. But yeah, back to CME for a second, guys. We're looking for areas to come down. So it's basically, this is going to happen over the next sort of week or so, I would say. And that, in terms of a prediction with the price, it's going to be lining up with these volume weighted ATR bands as well, guys. So yes, still bullish. Okay, it's still a bullish sign. Still looking really, really good. But let's just not rule out the possibility of us coming back down into this chart pattern, because even if that does happen, guys, we're still going to be bullish. Just look at this. It just looks, it's a bit too parabolic right now, in my opinion. It's a bit too parabolic. We need a pullback, and that's got to happen. Okay, that's got to happen. But yeah, CME looking pretty good. In terms of other CME gaps that need filling, we're going to be going right back down to the dirty depths of 30K, around 29,800 still needs filling there, guys. And again, we've got 27,000 as well. I mean, I'm seeing a lot of stuff on Twitter at the moment saying that we're going to go down to 11K. I mean, I don't know what's going on with all that, but yeah, interesting stuff for that there. But yeah, let's get back to the macro for Bitcoin. Let's do a bit of macro for Bitcoin, because I want to talk about market structure. I want to talk about what we can sort of be expecting here, and levels, very crucial levels here, because again, guys, we are soaring to the goddamn moon right now. Let's look at this giant falling wedge chart pattern. Let's just get rid of these for a second. It's not very clean. Yeah, you can see this giant falling wedge chart pattern. If you can, I mean, it's pretty polluted, this chart. You can see the support on the lower side here from these bear market lows. The lowest low of all lows for the bear market here was down at around 15,000. From there, obviously, we've rallied up quite nicely. You can see the resistance that we did find at around 30,000, trending down. Another falling wedge chart pattern breaking to the upside. So then we came down and we had a retest of this very crucial area around 25. And this is where it gets really interesting, guys, because 25 is going to be the higher low area for the market structure, okay? So if we are looking at market structure, I know I go through this quite a lot, guys, but it's very, very important. A lot of people are like, oh my God, it's so bearish if we come down to 30K. It's still bullish. It's still bullish even at 25,700, okay? It really is still bullish there, because this is the market structure most recent higher low. You can see we've just absolutely exploded. For us to set a higher low market structure, we need to come down, a significant pullback, and then we need to break the high again. Okay, then we need to break the high again, and that essentially confirms the higher low. So at the moment, the market structure that we're looking at, lower low, higher low, higher high, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, is currently up all the way where we are now, guys. So in terms of market structure, we're absolutely fine, even if we come down to 25K. Do I think we're going to come down to 25K? Probably not, okay? Probably not. It looks really, really clean right now. There's a lot of people getting into crypto. You can see a lot of stuff coming through. One live saying, bro, should I sell now or keep it? Look, man, I'm long, okay? I'm long right now in this position. Coming up, looking pretty good for around 6.27%. But you've got to look at, again, market structure and significant pullbacks. In the last sort of 3 days or so, we've just, every sort of pump, we've consolidated. We had a little bit of a pullback here, nothing too significant. The last pullback that we did have on the micro time frames was 38K to 36K, and that was a bit of a dump here. We didn't really see any sort of bullish momentum catching us, but right now we're getting caught continuously. So, excuse me, we do need a significant pullback, and the areas for that I'm looking for support is going to be 40,000, guys. 40,000 is going to be really crucial to hold. Okay, if we don't hold that, then we're just going to be back down in this chart pattern. Nothing too much to worry about. But the real crucial indicators, again, I'll say it again, guys, is these volume weighted ATR bands, the 30-minute, the 60-minute, and the 4-hour, currently hovering around these areas, around 40,000 and 39,000. And the fact that these guys are together, it shows that there's a lot of support at that area. So it really depends on your position that you're in right now, One Life. And I'll be updating throughout the week for Bitcoin. So yeah, if you are interested in that, then you know what to do. But yeah, this is sort of what I'm looking at for Bitcoin right now. But yeah, again, CME gap for you there, One Life. This is what I think we're going to be pulling back to. We're going to be pulling back to around 40,000, around 39,000. This is the gap that is still open from the weekend. Obviously, we opened around this area here, so we are due a pullback. But obviously, 42,000 on CME right now. Obviously, we're not at 42,000. We're at 41.5 on Bybit Exchange. So you can probably predict us holding around 40,000, I would say there. Yeah, holding around 40,000. But yeah, in terms of In terms of, let's get rid of that for a second. Bull market barrier, guys. Let's look at this because this is a very, very interesting piece of information. Is that the volume weighted ATR one on the daily? That should not be there. Or is that the weekly? Yeah, that's the weekly. That's interesting. Very interesting. We're going to go into that. Definitely, we're going to go into that. So yeah, bull market barrier, guys. Bull market barrier is a very interesting indicator. It determines whether we're in a bull market or whether we're in a bear market, okay? One Life says, do you think it's going to hit 42K today? I think it is, man. Yeah, I do think it is. I think it is. We're seeing, like, the western side of the world is starting to wake up now. And obviously, it's, like, very early over in England. I think it's like 5 a.m. or something like that. So people are starting to wake up. They're going to be seeing this pump. And we're probably going to see a little bit of a sell-off. And then we're going to see the normal markets open, like the stock market and stuff like that, to start the week. And that's when you're going to see an influx of money coming through, because the word of mouth is going to travel again for Bitcoin, and we are probably going to see another nice little run up. But yeah, I do have a take profit at around 41,750, another take profit of 42,400 there, and another take profit of 43.3. So yeah, I am very bullish on Bitcoin, but for me, it's not out of the question to have a pullback. And yeah, to have a pullback is absolutely fine. It's absolutely stable as long as we hold these areas. So it depends, again, what position you're in, because if you are going to be holding these, well, we are going to be holding these areas, I do think we're likely to see another run up from there. Okay, so even if we come down over the next week or so and hold this level, I do think we're going to have a bullish December. Okay, I do think we're going to have a bullish December. But yeah, I do think 42K today is on the cards, considering the western side of the world is just waking up, and this is obviously Asia pumping the markets. So yeah, interesting stuff. Let's move on to, where were we? We were on, yeah, the macro. So let's look at this, guys, because this is interesting. Obviously, we've got all-time highs around 69,600 on the Bitstamp chart. You've got bull market barrier, guys. This determines whether we're in a bull market or whether we're in a bear market. You can see pretty accurate, nice and blue, nice and filthy red, nice and blue, lovely, lovely bull run. So why is this important? It's important because you can see we've just cleared this area. Okay, we've just cleared this area with 7 or 8. I think this is going to be the 8th bullish week in a row that we're clearing this area. Usually, guys, we come down and test it. Okay, when we clear it, we usually come down and test it. We didn't actually on this zone. I'm sure we did before. Maybe I'm referring to, yeah, here we go. You can see we come up very violently, and then we come down, we test it, coming up very violently, continuously riding along that bull market barrier. Okay, so that is why, and you can see here again, very, very clean. So what I would say here is we are due a pullback, and the pullback level for support for this bull market barrier is going to be sitting around this area, okay, around 35.5. So please don't rule that out. 35.5, 33.5, and also 32. Yeah, 32K at this point in time. We are seeing this come to the parallel level now in terms of going sideways. So if we continue with this bullish momentum to the upside, like so, I'm not going to draw because it will just, yeah, there we go, activates everything else. Because now we're having all this bullish momentum to the upside, and we've had nearly 8 bullish weeks in a row. We're going to see the bull market barrier start to turn, okay? It's going to start to turn to the upside, and that means the level of support is essentially going to get higher as we go. It won't be that steep. It will probably be like something along the lines of that, right? But yeah, the level of support will be climbing, okay? So that's definitely an area to be looking out for there. But guys, remember, nearly 8 bullish weeks in a row. This is if it's too good to be true, it probably is. So we are due a pullback. Don't just 100x long. You're going to get wrecked. Yeah, you're going to get wrecked. But yeah, obviously not financial advice. Do your own research and all that good stuff. But yeah, for me right now, I'm looking for a nice move today up to these levels, 41,700, 42.4, and 43.3. These are the levels that I want. And the reason why I've staggered my take profits, guys, is because I don't think we're going to be getting there, okay? I don't think we're going to be getting all the way to the top side here. And that's why I'm taking profit as I'm going. Move my stop losses now at my entry point. My stop loss was a 1-to-1 risk-reward ratio trade. So that means it was staggered like so. Final TP was there, and then it was a 1-to-1, guys. Risking 1% either side of the trade there. And that gave me a lot of room for a stop loss there. Then I hit first take profit. Once you hit your first take profit, you move your stop loss to your entry point, okay? Really good stuff. Now, let's do some altcoins, guys. Let's do some altcoins, and let's look at the altcoin market, and let's look at some trades that we could potentially be looking at for the week commencing, okay? So yeah, let's look at crypto bubbles for a second. Crypto bubbles on the weekly, obviously looking very, very bullish right now. Let's look at the daily. Luna C. Just completely stealing the market, 27%, 48%. Audi around 31% as well. Bitcoin up around 5%. Bitcoin Cash I'm seeing doing a move up 10%. Pepe, what are you doing? Pepe is up 20%. FTT up 13% as well. So yeah, very interesting stuff from these coins, guys. Let me know what you would like to do, what coin you would like to go into, because I will do some TA on them for you. Let's get into it. If you guys don't want to pick a coin, that's absolutely fine. I will be picking the biggest coins on here and just doing a TA update on them. Crypto Quant, let's look at that for a second, because exchange reserve, I just wanted to touch on this, guys. You can see this is basically how much Bitcoin is being held on exchanges, okay? This is how much Bitcoin is being held on exchanges. This is at new lows, okay? I'm pretty sure it's new lows. Yeah, new lows as of now. Yeah, as of yesterday. Yeah, as of yesterday, new lows were hit for this. Basically means people moving their Bitcoin off exchanges, which is obviously very, very bullish, because they're not going to be able to sell it really, really fast, okay? So very, very bullish sign there for Bitcoin again. Short liquidations getting absolutely wrecked. People who are shorting Bitcoin right now, but the funding rates for Bitcoin are actually insanely high to hold short positions now, guys. So if you did want to get paid for just holding a short position, if you were short, you'd get paid by everyone long, like every 8 hours, right? So yeah, it's looking pretty profitable to hold your shorts. So yeah, not too bad. Let's move on to Quantism, says Latita. Quantism. Should we do that? From, I guess, oh no, it's not that one. Have you got the ticker for that one? That'd be good. I'll do RUNE for Ray, actually. I'll do RUNE for Ray while I'm waiting for the ticker for Latita. And yeah, this is actually a position that I was going through with Simon on XRP at the end of last week, right? And we were looking for this. Obviously, it's a giant falling wedge here. You've got resistance on the top side, resistance, support, and then the massive breakout scenario worth around 10%. Now, currently, how's that looking? It's currently at around 5.43%, really strong there. And from when we were speaking on the stream, we were talking basically about this potential of 1% from this price action channel. Really clean, well, 0.8%. Really clean move to the upside there. And yeah, played out really nicely. But yeah, let's do RUNE for Ray. Let's do RUNE for Ray and see what we can get from there. See if we can get some position, actually, because again, guys, this Monday stream, what I'm doing, I just want to use it to kind of pick apart the markets with you guys live, and we can all sort of keep our eyes open together for certain positions, and hopefully make some money together as one, right? And if you aren't part of the community, guys, make sure you join the Telegram community. RUNE is really running up. The link is in the description as well for that. But yeah, let's do some TA on this. You can see, obviously, all-time highs for RUNE on this chart on Bybit is all the way up at around $13. I think that's definitely not as how high that it went before. I'm sure it went a lot higher than that, but it's obviously just the data from Bybit. So let's do some chart patterns. Let's see what we're working with here. In terms of market structure, guys, you can see the high has just been broken for RUNE, looking pretty good. Significant pullback in terms of the higher low would be this area here. So let's get a little bit of let's get a little line in there. So this is the most recent higher low that I would say in terms of a significant pullback. You might say, why wouldn't this be a higher low here? It's because it's not confirmed, guys, okay? It's not confirmed because this area, it didn't break this high, okay? It didn't break this high, and this pullback was significantly more than this one here, okay? So this would be the confirmed higher low. So in terms of market structure, guys, obviously it's bullish. It's looking really good, but the most recent higher low, which would indicate a reversal if we lost it, would be this area around $4.884. And this is another thing, guys. A lot of crypto, another thing that we cannot essentially be worried about, but we need to take into consideration. A lot of these altcoins as well, they've got the market structure, higher lows, a significant pullback away. Okay, they're really quite far away, like 30%, some 40% I've seen. So we need to take that into consideration. If Bitcoin is going to dump, we're likely to see these altcoins take a massive hit as well. A lot of people are just aping into altcoins because they're making a lot more money than just trading Bitcoin right now. So yeah, in terms of market structure, guys, we're still gonna be bullish if we're above like around $5 for RUNE. It's still bullish, it's still fine, but we just need to take into consideration that there is a massive area for a pullback there. Now, let's do some chart patterns and let's see what we're working with. In terms of trend lines, guys, straight away you can see very, very, very strong, very parabolic, near enough. It's a very, very strong trend line in itself. And I don't really like it that much. Okay, it's not really that friendly. It's too parabolic. We haven't had great pullbacks along this area. But if we are looking for classic positions here, if we're looking for classic positions, it would be a rising wedge, guys. Rising wedges, they tend to usually break to the downside. Okay, so if we do see a Bitcoin pullback, or yeah, if we do see a Bitcoin pullback this week, which we're pretty likely to, we can't keep up this bullish momentum for another week in a row, surely not 8 weeks in a row for crypto. So if we do see a pullback, then there is going to be a position around this area to be looking out for there, guys. Obviously, these positions are speculatively speaking, and obviously do your own research. But yeah, the move that we could be looking for here, the measure move is going to look something along the lines of this, and it is, what do you know, it does line up perfectly to that higher low that we just spoke about in terms of market structure, guys. In terms of how much percent that's going to be worth later on in the week, 25% on the table to be taken. That's a lot of money, okay? It's a lot of money. It's a lot of percentages to nab there. Are we going to blindly be going for 25%? Absolutely not. No, we're not. That's not a wise move, because the likelihood, the whales will probably be like, oh yeah, everyone's shorting here. Oh, everyone's take profits here. Let's bang it up from here, and let's you'll be in profit for a little while, and then you'll just get absolutely wrecked, right? So what do? We stagger our take profits all the way down, and then once we hit our first take profit, we take our stop loss, we move our stop loss to our entry point, and then we have a risk-free position. If we come back up, which the whales usually trap positions, guys, it's notorious in crypto. If the whales trap the position and we come back up and we hit our stop loss, which is entry, we've already taken profit once or twice or 3 times. And that basically means it's a risk-free position once we hit our first take profit. So yeah, in terms of the move that we could be looking for here for RUNE, this is great. Okay, it's not too bad, but we need to basically be honest with ourselves and say, look, we've only really had 2 areas of resistance here. Massive resistance here. Ideally, we were expecting more resistance here. I do like 3 solid taps for the confirmation of the trend line. We haven't really had that, guys. We haven't really had that. So in terms of the reliability scale of this position, it's not that high, okay? It's not that high. It's still valid, okay? It's still valid. And if we do come down to this area, I will still be looking for it, but it's not that high, okay? It's not that high. It's not great, okay? There's better fish in the sea, okay? In which let's go into some more altcoins and let's have a look. I see OP in the chat, so we're going to go to that one next. But yeah, just going to add a couple of indicators in here to see what we could be looking out for there. CW bands currently down at around 5. Yeah, currently around 5, 6. We've got volume weighted ATR bands. And again, guys, this is where it gets quite choppy, okay? So if we're looking at the volume weighted ATR bands, they are very consolidated in this area, in this price, okay? So this basically means that we've got a lot of support in this area. I could color in some more if you like. We've got a lot of support in this area. So so the chance of us actually breaking to the lower side here, it's getting ever so more unlikely, okay? So this isn't the cleanest position in the world, but it's still on the radar, okay? So let's have a look at OP. Definitely not on my watch list for sure. I presume it's this one. Let's do Binance. Let's do Binance. Classic Binance. Have I got background music on? Did I forget to put it on? Yeah, I forgot to put it on. God, that stream must have been agonizing hearing my monotone voice. Apologies, guys. Not great. And yeah, guys, if you are new to the stream, I do stream Monday and Friday. So make sure you drop a sub on the channel and you're never going to miss one of the uploads. In terms of what we're looking for here, guys, it is going to be straight away. You can see this trend line coming down. You can see resistance continuously, really, really strong. This is going to be an area of resistance that you could be looking for there. So is there going to be a short position from this zone? Hey, there might be. Okay, hey, there might be. If it does line up with everything else, it could be actually quite clean. But we will go into more detail for that in a second. So let's look. I probably would be doing a trend line around long lines of that. And guys, the aim here is to get as many touches as possible and make it as valid as possible. So you can see the support that we have had on this lower side multiple times here. And you can see the support and momentum is actually dying, okay? And what I mean by that, if you look at percentages for the support, so you can see the first bounce of support was here. That was worth around 21% before we had that pullback. So then if we draw in the next one off this level here, it was worth around 17% there. And again, another move, 6%. So you can see it's gradually getting lower and lower and lower. So this is an inclination like that word, that we're likely to have some sort of bounce point from this area, okay? It's not going to be big, okay? It's probably going to be around 3%, actually. It's going to be probably around 3%. But what I would say here, it is a bullish pennant chart pattern, guys. Bullish pennant chart patterns, they tend to usually break to the upside, okay? This basically is a symmetrical triangle chart pattern at the top of an uptrend, okay? Very, very simple stuff. And these tend to usually break to the upside. So if we are going to see this resistance break here, then we're going to be looking for a nice, clean position. The clean position would be something along the lines of this. I do like to go on the most recent uptrend here inside of that chart pattern. So you can see this is the most recent uptrend. Basically take that to wherever we're going to break out, and then you can do the same with wherever this the next most recent uptrend lines up. Okay, so in reality we wouldn't be doing this giant long one here, we would be doing this small one, but for simplicity's sake right now, just so I can show you guys percentages and potential measure move areas that we can be going for, I'm going to be doing the long one. I mean, some traders, guys, they will be taking they'll be taking the longest one, okay? They'll be going from here to here, and I'm sure you've seen this on other streams and other videos, and they'll be drawing it like this and be like, the target price for this is all the way up at $2.25. I mean, it's just, for me personally, it's very unrealistic to be doing that. And through my, I've been trading like 5 years now, I've had a lot more success doing the smaller measure moves and going for smaller price targets and making more money through a success rate rather than just blindly going for huge positions, okay? So yeah, that's what I would say about that. But yeah, this is going to be the move that we're going to be eyeing up today, and it is going to be worth, in terms of percentages, it was like 16% a second ago? Yeah, around 15.29%, not too bad at all. In terms of areas, guys, okay? Because we're not just going to be blindly getting into this without weighing up the areas of support and resistance to where we could potentially be, i.e. taking profit or having those juicy stop losses. And yeah, so these are the key areas right now, guys, that I would be looking for there. We got 18, 1848, 1874, and 190. And then obviously the high to break is 192. Okay, so the hardest thing right out of this is going to be breaking this high, guys. It's going to be breaking this high. So 15% is a lot of percent, guys. So personally, I would favor doing a 6.8% position instead, which is absolutely fine. My entry point would be 1.8 on the basis that we come straight up, okay? On the basis that we come straight up to this area and we break around here. That's fine, because you can see we've got very key resistance from these points, guys. Very, very strong. Even candle body closes above this area, absolutely slamming down. So if you do get candle body closes, like above these areas, above the area that we were looking to enter here, what do? You wait, you be patient, because that's a massive thing of trading. You be patient, and what do? You wait for that retest, like you can see has come here, that retest of this level of support. And what do you know? We banged up straight to take profit one, okay? So if we are going to be getting in here, we're going to be waiting for a nice little retest of this support, banging it up to take profit one, okay? And in terms of percentages, that's probably going to be worth around 2%, okay? So yeah, pretty good in terms of percentages looking up there. And yeah, that's what I would be looking for an entry point for this position. But that's on the basis, as I said, if we come up to this area pretty much straight away and it's looking quite clean. If we don't and we grind down here, or we have a pullback over this time period, over the next sort of week or so, then I would be looking for an entry point a bit lower. Okay, it would be a bit lower. So let's weigh that up. And that's this, guys. As I said, this is on the basis that we break on the lower side of this level of resistance. Okay, so let's see, what would the entry point for that be? You can see we've got levels of support here, very, very strong wicks to the downside. Again, wicks testing that area. I think we've got resistance there as well. My eyesight's correctly, resistance, support. Yeah, so it probably would be something along the lines of this, right? Let's bang that in and we can move it. Yeah, something along the lines of this. You can see, get as many touches as possible. Can I zoom in for you guys to see that? You can see lovely wick resistance there, lovely wick support, lovely wick bit of support. Testing that support again, banging it to the upside. Again, very, very strong support and resistance along this area, just in general. Okay, so we're going to be using this as a point of support and resistance for a potential entry point. Okay, now again, if we do get in here, guys, the move to the upside is going to be worth probably around 1.56%. So yeah, 1.68% in terms of a long trade. So yeah, not too bad. I don't just trade like this, guys. I throw in many, many more indicators, and I do get a lot of stuff lined up. And actually looking at this, it's looking really clean, okay? It's looking really, really clean for a move to the upside, because if what I mean here, guys, is the gap between the 4-hour and the 1-hour is really, really big for the volume weighted ATR band, okay? So that basically means there's a lot of potential range for us to be moving in. So we just need to get support on the 30-minute, support on the 1 hour, and then we'll be off to the races, if you will. We'll be off to the races and making a shit ton of cash. Yeah, it'd be pretty good. So yeah, that's what I would say about OP. Looking pretty good there. Letita. Just gonna drink some vitamin water, and then I'm gonna be doing, again, guys, any more requests, let me know in the chat. I'm gonna be doing a bit of NEAR. Okay, I'm gonna do NEAR. 40 minutes on the stream at the moment, guys. We're gonna be going for another 20 minutes, so make sure you get your altcoins in the chat. If you are enjoying the stream, drop a like on it. If you want to join a nice, tightly knitted family community, which is just waking up for this bull run, the link is in the description for a free Telegram group. Good stuff. Now, where were we? We were going to do NEAR, okay? Because NEAR is up around 7% today. Looking pretty crazy stuff, and I had deleted pretty much all my TA across multiple time frames to across multiple pairs as well, so I can do it all fresh for you guys live on stream. So yeah, looking forward to all that. So yeah, we're going to start off with, again, we start off with the very basic, guys. It's market structure. What direction is the market going in? The direction of the market right now is micro uptrend for most altcoins. We did see this low get formed around 97. In terms of lower highs, yeah, this would be the most recent lower high for this downtrend bear market. And we have essentially broken that to the upside. So this is the inclination that we're having that reversal. Okay, we're having that reversal in the trends. The market structure is bullish, which is great for us right now. It's looking pretty good. So we're just going to leave that plotted in for now, and we're going to be looking for the next possible trade. I like to we'll go for like a swing trade. Okay, so we'll sit on the 4 hour and see if we can get a position to be looking out for there. So we know it's bullish. Okay, we know it's bullish. That's one thing. Let's look at highs. This is obviously the highest high of that trend, the higher high of the trend, and we've had significant pullbacks to this area. It's very obvious this area is a level of support, and we haven't yet broke this high, guys. So unfortunately, this isn't a confirmed higher low just yet. Okay, it's not confirmed higher low just yet, but what is? Okay, what is? It would be, I'd say here, guys. I'd say here. I mean, it doesn't look that great, but you can see that we broke this high, and this was a higher high, and we broke the high, and it was a significant pullback. Okay, it was a significant pullback, and it was still, yeah, 13.94% in terms of move to the downside. So yeah, this would be the higher low that I would be looking out for there. So let's get that in terms of market structure. So we know it's bullish momentum basically, unless we lose 1.69, okay? Unless we lose 1.69. We'll do some Fibonacci on this one as well, to see if we can get some sort of idea. I'm going to keep that line, but I'm going to draw it in differently because it's a bit polluted. It's quite big, right? So yeah, I'm going to draw it in like that. So we're not going to lose that level. Now let's do some chart patterns and see what we're working with here. What is screaming out to me? Okay, what is screaming out to me? It would be trend line, something along the lines of that. Okay, just roughly skimming that in there, something along the lines of that, and then a trend line, probably something. I mean, it is looking like a broadening wedge, guys. It is looking like a broadening wedge. These gifts are just too much. Yeah, it's looking like a broadening wedge, and broadening wedges, guys, they tend to usually, they're like an expansion chart pattern, okay? And they just, I personally hate broadening wedges. They're like my least favorite chart pattern to trade. They're very, very unpredictable. You can see the gap between the support and resistance just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. It's not nice. It's pretty horrible. So I tend to stay away from these. So I mean, we can leave it in, but what I would be looking for to trade this, it would be something along the lines of this, guys. It would be probably a parallel channel. Okay, parallel channel. This looks quite favorable in this market as well, with a nice uptrend, and there's a lot of movement for a lot of room for movement here. Obviously, we're going parabolic here. So just looking at the chart, you can see levels of support on the lower side. This is resistance. Obviously, that's the high. This is going to be the next level of resistance at around 2185. I would expect a pretty big pullback from here. The reasoning for this is, guys, if you look at momentum, okay, if you look at momentum from this area coming down, very, very strong, okay, very, very strong. Now, obviously, it's not going to be as strong, but it probably will be pretty significant, okay? What it probably will put us down to around $2 or the previous high that we tried to set here before we had that pullback, okay? So areas to watch. Areas to watch and positions to be entering. Obviously not financial advice, guys. This is probably a pullback area to keep on your horizon, worth around 7.49% if we're just looking at these chart patterns at support and resistance there. Really holding back a sneeze right now. In terms of volume weighted ATR bands, oh god, look at that. It's perfect. Okay, it's absolutely perfect. Volume weighted ATR band on the daily, guys. This area, the daily, is one of the strongest volume weighted ATR bands that you can get here. And we're going to be looking back in history. I haven't looked back in history on this coin for this, so I do want to see. You can see volume weighted ATR band on the daily, very, very strong resistance. That's why we slammed it down there before. Let's see if we can go back and see if we can get the data here. Volume weighted ATR band really, really high up in this area here, high up in the sky. Don't know if we're going to get the data. Let's jump to the daily. Yes, you can see, not that much data, but you can see the volume weighted ATR band started here around February 2022. Massive support on that bad boy again, massive support on that bad boy, grinding all the way along it, massive resistance, okay? So if we're looking in terms of the live price, coming up to that again, it's it's going to be a bloodbath. It's definitely going to be a pullback, guys. It's definitely going to be a pullback. If the pullback is going to be 7.5%, amazing, great stuff. There's going to be take profits for shorts all the way along the way there. But what I would say here is if you want a nice safe position here, this is what I would be looking out for here. I would be looking out for either a pullback from the 4-hour to the 30-minute, which is worth around 2% there. So nothing too extreme. But the ideal scenario here, the easiest free money trade that you could be going for is 2%. It's the daily volume weighted ATR band with the 4-hour, okay? And that is on the basis that it hits this level of resistance as well at around 2.18, okay? So this is a very, very, very clean position that I really would be looking out for there for today, guys. Obviously, we've had this bullish structure. We've had little minor pullbacks, consolidation. It's looking really, really strong. But when you hit these volume weighted ATR bands, you just get absolutely destroyed, okay? So this is a very, very clean 2.76% on the table that I do want to be looking out for this week. Don't know how many days we're going to be away from that, but again, probably, well, it depends on Bitcoin today, guys. It really depends on Bitcoin today, because if Bitcoin takes a leg up, we're likely to see NEAR take a leg up as well. We're currently up 7.5% today. So yeah, this is just it's a very clean position that I would be looking out for there. Definitely getting a mark on the watch list for this week. Now, what's next? Let's do a bit of Ethereum for Ray. See what we're looking at. And Ethereum 2,250. A friend of mine bought Ethereum for like $50. Loving life. So let's do, again, we'll start with market structure, guys. I know obviously it is bullish. We've looked at Ethereum a million times here. Let's get rid of all indicators for us. Actually, no, we'll keep the one. So yeah, you can see here, guys, we do have very strong market structure. The upside on the daily looking really, really good. The low that we did see for Ethereum in 2022, definitely a different chart to Bitcoin. Yeah, it's been bullish for considerable amount of time. Really, really good. And I've been getting into the meme coin space as well, guys. So I've been trading Ethereum, and gas fees are going up considerably now. A lot, because the network is getting busier and busier. So in terms of trend lines, straight away, guys, in terms of the level of support, in terms of this uptrend that we're looking for, it is looking like so. The support is around 1532 for this move. In terms of, I keep saying in terms, but yeah, in terms of market structure, this is obviously the high. This is obviously the low. This is obviously the most recent high. Well, not the most recent high. The high that we set. This is the higher low. We broke this high. This is confirmed. Higher low confirmed. Let's get this a bit neater. Just drawing it everywhere. Yeah, this is the confirmed higher low. Again, significant pullback. Didn't break this high though, so we're waiting for a pullback after this high. Big pullback to this area here. Didn't break the high, so the higher low is going to be all the way down here. Excuse me. So in terms of market structure, guys, market structure right now for Ethereum, we're still bullish even if we're above 1466. Damn it, I didn't do Fibonacci on the last one. Said I would, so we'll bang it in here. Yeah, we'll bang it in here. Go on the most recent high. This is not the best way of doing it because this high is obviously a live high, so you can't really get the key levels, but yeah, it's still valid. Okay, so market structure again, we 1466 got that high low slotted in there. In terms of the previous high, guys, let's bang that in there. Previous significant high, obviously we see resistance from this area from before, looking very, very strong. So if we are going to have a pullback for Ethereum, which is very, very likely, guys, we've been trending up for a very long time in terms of percentages there. We are seeing from the previous high low to now, up around 54%. Okay, so for any asset to be up around 54% and not have a real, I mean, this is the previous pullback worth around 10%. So yeah, that's pretty valid. So I would expect another pullback, probably, I don't know. I really don't know because Ethereum is really looking like it's going to rally this week. It really is looking like it's going to rally this week with Bitcoin chilling out a bit after today's pump. So I do think Ethereum is going to take a pretty strong leg up. Okay, it's looking pretty promising. So to put a prediction on the high that we're looking for here, it's I'd say it's pretty hard unless we can go back in time. We can look at areas and that's fine to do. I mean, you can see massive level of resistance at 2,400 here. Very strong. Again, support, resistance there again. So yeah, 2.4 is the area. 238 is the area that we would be looking for there. So yeah, definite area of resistance. If we are going to be using Fibonacci for that, we can be, oh, what do you know, Fibonacci lines up perfectly with this previous high around 0.236. So yeah, it's looking like it's lining up there for Ethereum to get to $2,400 a coin, and then basically have a pullback when Bitcoin pulls back, if Bitcoin dominance stays high, to around 0.236. That's sort of what I would be looking for there for Ethereum. In terms of chart patterns, in terms of trades, let's jump down for the week and let's see if we can get some sort of position coming through. I mean, straight away, just looking at this high here, I would say I'm going to be using that as a parallel straight away. And then we can be using something along the lines of this ascending triangle chart pattern, guys, moving all the way up. These tend to usually break to the upside. It's the keys are in the word ascending. It's an ascending triangle chart pattern, so you got to remember it ascends further to the upside. Okay, that's how I remembered it when I started trading. So you can see this is the measure move, guys. We're going to be using that to the upside, something along the lines of that. You could do this measure move all the way up. Very clean position, actually. Missed this one. A very clean position coming through. One like so as well. So there's multiple levels that we could be hitting here. Again, I like to go for the most recent measure move to the upside, but let's get rid of that one. And let's set a target of around 2291 on the cards to be taken there. In terms of take profits, I mean, I'm not going to go into this, guys. I'm not going to go into it because obviously the trade's over. We missed the entry point. The entry point for this position would have been, I probably would have got in there, guys. I would have got in here because you got the bullish hammer candle after the uptrend, after that pullback, and that would be the solid entry for me. Just going on the chart pattern basis and candlestick chart patterns. In terms of volume weighted ATR bands, this is actually insanely bullish right now. Okay, as I said, guys, remember the volume weighted ATR band on the daily, very crucial. If we clear that, it's likely to see a massive move to the upside. We've cleared that. Massive move to the upside is playing out very strong. These are so consolidated together, so it basically shows that the support in this area here is just absolutely ridiculous. Okay, I'm going to change this box to red so you can see it. There we go. Yeah, the support in this area is absolutely ridiculous right now because these volume weighted ATR bands are consolidating together. So in terms of a pullback zone for Ethereum coming through this week, guys, I probably would say we are going to hold strong. Okay, we are going to hold strong at around 2177. Let's look at these volume weighted ATR bands, especially the daily, guys. Let's look at the volume weighted ATR band on the daily back in history for Ethereum and see if we can get some prediction of how big a potential bounce could be. Because remember, when you're above the volume weighted ATR band, you tend to usually bounce along it. And hopefully I can show you a really clean example of this right here for Ethereum. I know we're going to have to go back in history for the last time that we did clear this bad boy. This is the last time we cleared it. And you can see, very, very clean. Very, very clean, guys. Just move to trend line. No, just move Fibonacci. So you can see, massive move above it. We pull back to the volume weighted ATR band, and then we see a lovely bounce. Okay, a lovely bounce worth around 3%. So that's one example. Let's keep going back in history. drum and bass in my ear. And if you are new to the stream, guys, I do stream Monday and Friday. And if you do like the content, make sure you smash a like on the stream. And I'm going to be picking apart altcoins all week. My Monday stream is a summary of the markets and how we could be trading them. And then my Friday stream is like a summary of how we've done. Okay, so yeah. Volume weighted ATR band on the daily, you can see here, we did clear it with a lot of momentum. If we don't clear it with a lot of momentum, guys, it's going to act as a resistance, okay? We cleared it with a lot of momentum there. We came down, we tested it again. So the test is support. Very, very strong. Very nice, worth around 3.68%. So the reason why I'm saying this, guys, is because right now we're above it, okay? We're above it with a lot of momentum, okay? It's looking really, really, really clean. So again, guys, we've come up. Not the biggest, I mean, a bit of momentum to the upside. Not as big as this like here, but you can see we come down, we test it. There's always a bounce, guys. So you can see another 3% move to the upside like there. And again, massive bounce, massive bounce. So let's flash back to where we are now, and let's see where we can actually make a position. See where we can actually make a position for this. And see. So you can see volume weighted ATR band on the daily, guys. It is currently sat at around 2,176. What does scare me a bit here is these other volume weighted ATR bands, guys, because to get to this daily one, we actually have to clear the support of these. Okay, the support of these are usually quite strong, especially when they're consolidating together. So in terms of the cleanest position in the world, I would be patient. Okay, I would be patient, and we've got to wait for the 30-minute to basically level out. We've got to get some space between these volume weighted ATR bands for us to break here, okay? And it's probably going to look something along the lines of that. So ideally, I want to see Ethereum up at around 2,000. That was 2,400 the target, right? Yeah, 2,400 is the target for Ethereum that I would be looking for here. And once we hit that target, that will give these volume weighted ATR bands a nice bit of time to spread out, get nice big gaps between them, and then we can basically trickle down and short continuously until we hit this volume weighted ATR band. Volume weighted ATR band is going to be a very, very nice long, like we just discussed, worth around 3 or 4% there. So yeah, that's what I would say for Ethereum, guys. Really, really interesting stuff going through there, and I will be doing a video update on Ethereum this week. But yeah, let's have a look at some other charts there. X out of the live chat and hit the like, people. This alpha that Chester is providing us. I do appreciate this is alpha that Chester is providing. Yeah, I do appreciate his subfloor dweller. Nice to have a compliment on the stream. But yeah, let's go into another altcoin. I mean, 57 minutes, guys. I'm gonna be calling the stream a day, and I will be back tomorrow with video updates for other altcoins and Bitcoin as usual. And then we'll be doing a Friday summary of positions throughout the week. And again, guys, I do post my positions on X as well. So if you do want to go and follow me on X, you can. I'm not like a viral guy or anything like that. Just like post my positions and share my thoughts on what I think could happen for Bitcoin, right? So yeah, let's jump back to Ethereum. Let me do one more altcoin before we go. What should I do? I think Bitcoin Cash, guys. I think I'm going to do Bitcoin Cash because that's rallied up considerably today. We're up around 9% for Bitcoin Cash. Currently sat around 250 bucks. This is clearly because Bitcoin is rallying, right? But we have seen a significant move. Okay, an absolute significant move. This usually does happen. So yeah, it's absolutely fine if this does happen. But again, volume weighted ATR bands, guys. We're hitting the 4-hour right now. I probably would expect us, if Bitcoin is going to stay where it is, okay, if Bitcoin is going to stay where it is, and we are going to have a pullback, I would expect Bitcoin Cash to be coming down to the 30-minute around 245. So in terms of like percentages, a pullback of around 2.32% is very likely. Am I going to be getting in this? Probably not. It's a bit too, it's not structured, okay? I like structured trends. Trend is your friend at the end of the day. We all know that one. I like structure, and this is not a very structured trade, if you will, right? So let's break this down a bit. Let's break this down and see what we could be looking for. I mean, you can see we're actually in a very clean breakout for Bitcoin Cash, right? So this is going to be the trend line, guys. You can see the resistance to the lower side that we have hit multiple times. We're just going to be doing a control CV. Control CV is going to be a copy and paste, as you know. Bringing that down, you can see it's a parallel trend line, okay? It's a parallel trend line to the one that I just drew. So now we bring that down, and you can see that means it's a parallel channel to the downside. You can see the resistance on the top side here. You can see the support on the lower side here. This essentially means parallel channel to the downside. Parallel channels to the downside, guys, a descending parallel channel, they tend to usually break to the upside, okay? And that is why we're seeing the move that we're seeing. Now, in terms of taking advantage of this, in terms of getting into this position, I would look for a pullback and a retest. Okay, the retest and the pullback area is going to be around 240. Okay, that's going to be the area 240. Nice pullback, consolidation. Bang it, we're going to take another move to the upside. Let's look at market structure quickly. We haven't broken any sort of most recent highs for Bitcoin Cash, so it's not looking insanely bullish. Okay, it's not looking insanely bullish right now. So I really would be looking for that retest. Looking for that retest and then probably taking advantage of that move to the upside from there. But let's get a bit more data on the chart. As we were saying there, 4-hour volume weighted ATR band is very, very crucial as well. But in terms of a measure move, guys, let's draw that in. So we've got a base to go on. The measure move is going to be something along the lines of this. Won't be that long, but in terms of a price move, it will look like that. Percentages, let's look at percentages for that. It's going to be worth around 10.74%. Again, guys, volume weighted ATR bands, very, very, very important here for support and resistance. You can see we're getting slammed down from that area as of now. In terms of the pullback, guys, the pullback has to be good, and it has to basically break these levels of support, which isn't great if we are going to go long, because the volume weighted ATR bands act as a very good level of support here. So this position is not looking that great now, the more that I'm looking at it. The only way that this can actually get better is over the next sort of 5 hours, we sort of consolidate along this area. These volume weighted ATR bands come to this parallel zone, and then we form a level of support on these areas, and then we can take another long up with the volume weighted ATR band, and then that position will be worth around 3.65%. That's sort of the safest trade that I could be looking for here. I know it looks very, very messy on the chart, but yeah, that's the safest position that I would be looking out for there. But right now, with these volume weighted ATR bands being where they are, even coming down for a retest, if it was in the same candle, yep, retest, nice filthy wick to the lower side, coming back up, finding that support on the volume weighted ATR bands again, then looking for the consolidation, and then getting into the long, that's absolutely fine. We can do that as well. But it's like, it's not very safe. Okay, it's not a very safe position for Bitcoin Cash right now, especially with the uncertainty of where Bitcoin is essentially going right now, right? So where are we looking for Bitcoin? It's 41,467, looking pretty good. Oh, we hit my second take profit. What a result. Good stuff. Yeah, second take profit was at 41,700. Third take profit is going to be 40,400. And then my fourth take profit is going to be 43,300. Am I blindly going for this all the way to the moon? No, I'm not. I've already moved my stop loss to my entry point, which my entry point was down at around this area, 40,700, when we had that couple of candle body closes on the hourly for this nice, lovely Bitcoin move. And I'm basically staggering my take profits all the way up. Once you hit your first take profit, you take your stop loss, put your stop loss to your entry point. And that way, if you do get reversed on at any point throughout this move, throughout this measure move to the upside, you get reversed on, but you get stopped out at entry. Your stop loss is your entry point, and you've already taken profit. So it's a risk-free position, and you're already in profit. So yeah, that's the safest way to trade, in my opinion. But yeah, let's. I think that's it, guys. I think that's gonna be it from me from the stream. I do appreciate it. I will be back on Friday for a market summary. I will be doing. I do Monday summary of the markets, see what we could be looking for, and then I do videos throughout the week, Monday to Friday as well. So yeah, make sure you drop a sub on the channel. Make sure you have the notifications on. You know the score if you like the content, all of that good stuff. And yeah, it was an absolute pleasure, and I'll see you on Friday for the next one. And if you're looking for a Telegram community, then CC Gang is in the description. So yeah, and also, guys, a free trading webinar. If you want to learn a new trading strategy, make sure you join the free live webinar that we host every single week. So yeah, the link is in the description for that as well. But yeah,